Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. I am your boy BigAL, joined as always by my brother in arms, my co-patriot, my betting buddy.
There you go, betting buddy. I like that. It's MattyBets. As you guys all, you guys know, you guys love me. I hear it all the time. People, they greet me on the street. They're like, MattyBets, what's your picks for the game? I'm just like, guys, can't give away all my secrets, okay? Gotta wait till the YouTube video comes out.
Okay. People meet me on the streets too, and they say, why does Matt give such terrible picks? And I'm always like, I don't know. He just gives his picks. I can't control him.
Yeah, I guess
So
so.
guys, welcome to today's video. We are doing the Sunday slate of games. NFL Week 10. It's crazy. We're already 10 weeks into this thing. The season's just flying right by, but we're here and we're loving every minute of it. So, if you guys are new to the channel, the way we do it, we have our locks of the week segment, and then we give out a touchdown scorer parlay, a prop parlay, and then we both make a teaser, and we throw those out to you guys. In the lock segment, which is like my favorite part of the video, we each come with 5 teams. We haven't talked about it prior. We haven't talked during the week, so we're just coming in blind. I have 5 teams, 5 picks that I like. Matt has 5 he likes. Between those 10 total picks, we have to pick 3 to give out to you guys, and that we bet as our 3 locks of the week. And so that's how we're going to start the video. And then, like I said, afterwards we'll hop into our parlays for the week. Matt, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm actually really excited. Like you said, it's week 10 already. It's insane. It's crazy. We're already 9 weeks done with the season already. We hit the halfway point last week. Gonna keep cruising along. It's week 10. Let's make some more money. That's the goal here, right? Trying to like beat the
Agreed.
book, obviously. Uh, but yeah, I mean, like you said, just one more thing on that is if we do agree on a pick, since we do bring 5 each, if we agree on a pick, it's automatically cemented in as a lock of the week. That's just, kind of a no-brainer. Obviously, you brought it to the table because you liked it, and I also brought it too. Both like it. Boom. Just don't even overthink it. Just throw it in as a lock of the week.
Correct. And we've only had one week this whole year that where we've had 3 we agree on. Other than that, we've had to kind of piecemeal 2 and 1, 1 and 2, however you do it. We did go 2 and 1 on our picks last week. We had the Commanders -3.5. They covered. We had what were the other 2 picks, Matt? Do you remember?
I do not off the top of my head. I know I got my notes here somewhere though. Um, we
Normally I have.
had we had
I
Rams.
did
Rams covered, like you
Rams. Yep,
said, and
minus one
then
and a
yeah,
half.
and then Washington. Then the other one that we had
Yep,
was the Broncos at plus 9.5.
and
I
that's
think
the
that was
one
the
that
last
lost
one, and
because
that
the
was the one that
Ravens
lost.
destroyed them.
Hmm.
It felt like too many points, and I just couldn't get. I think neither of us could really get to Ravens minus almost 10 points, even though obviously they did cover that. But it felt like the right side, and we just, that happens. It's gambling. So anyway, Matt, let's hop into this week's slate and stop talking about last week. What do you got for me?
All right, sounds good to me. Let's hop right into this thing. As you guys know, we love the Commanders this year. They've been printing us money, so we're not gonna, shy away from them here. They're playing against the Steelers at home, minus 2.5. Seems like a no-brainer. It's 2.5. I don't really understand this. Like, you're at home against the Steelers. Like, why are they so scared of like? Why are the books giving us 2.5 points on the Commanders? Or I guess not giving us 2.5, but I feel like they should be at -5. But then again, I guess the Steelers have looked good with Russell Wilson, so maybe they think it's going to be a more exciting game than it should be. But whatever. We got Commanders at -2.5. Then next, we're moving on to Jets at Cardinals. Last week, we saw what we wanted to from the Jets. Offense looked good. Rodgers actually looked competent, and I mean the defense was the defense. They haven't been top of the league this year like years prior, but they're they're decent. They're good enough. That's what you call them. They're playing at the Cardinals. I like him here at -1.5. Next, we got the Eagles at Dallas. They're in Dallas, but Eagles and Dallas, like even when Dallas is healthy and they have Dak, it's always a fun game and it's usually always a close game too. So Dallas, as most people probably know, if you don't, I'm telling you here for the first time, Dak is out. He is not playing in this game. He actually is on IR, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Al, but I'm pretty sure he went to IR. Uh, but yeah, so I like the Eagles here at -7 in Dallas. I just don't like Dallas without Dak there. And then next we got Titans plus 7.5 at the Chargers. Love that pick there, just because you're getting 7.5 points on the Titans. Like you said, you bet every over, so you're probably going to show up to this game with the over. I just like the Titans going to the Chargers, being able to keep it kind of close. Titans haven't been a great team by far this year, but I do like it in a game which the Chargers they don't really score a ton of points. They did last week, but I think that was kind of just a fluke game. And then lastly, we got the Falcons at the Saints plus 3.5. And there you go.
You've got the Saint. You want Saints plus 3.5, or you want the Falcons minus
Oh
3.5?
yeah,
What do you
sorry.
want?
Yeah, we want the Saints plus 3.5. They just fired their coach. We know the story
Okay,
there.
fired coach's game.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I will say just right out the rip, like we always do, I only have one I agree with you on, and it's the
Oh,
Saints plus 3.5.
really?
So yeah, so
You're not
we'll
on the
clinch that.
Commanders, even though they've been printing money all year.
No, I'm actually I didn't touch the Titans this week. I tried to get to I looked at that. They're playing the Chargers. The over under set at 39 on DraftKings rather, and almost none of the Chargers games have gotten to that number, so I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't pull the
Okay.
trigger, especially like I trust the Titans to score 14 points like they have been doing, but
Yeah.
that Chargers defense is pretty darn good, and they've shown that they just smother teams. So I was like, I don't even can't even trust it this week. So I don't
Okay.
even think I'm gonna tease it this week. And normally I tease it down to 33 or 32 or 31. Can't even do that this week. So um, yeah, your list didn't give me many options. We're gonna have to come up with something here. Okay, so I've got the Bills -4 going up
Okay.
against the Colts, and if you don't like that, I like the over in that game. The Colts have been scoring about 20 points a week, I feel like, and the Bills they're good for 30 almost every single week. So to me, 47 feels super gettable. So if you don't like the Bills -4, because I know you're a Colts fan, then I like the over 47 on that team. I like what they're doing. I like how Josh Allen's playing, and we both know that the Colts defense hasn't been good, so they're gonna let Josh Allen score. My next pick, I am actually on the opposite. I got the Steelers +3.
That's so
Uh,
stupid.
no, they've only lost 2 games. So everything we've been saying about the Commanders and how great they are, the same thing can be said for the Steelers. And the difference is the Steelers have a great defense, and the Commanders do not.
Okay,
And their
continue.
offense has been much better since Russell Wilson took over. They've scored 27 and 36, I believe, are the two scores they've had in the 2 games Russell Wilson started. So if you don't like the Steelers, +3, which you don't because you got the Commanders on the other side, I like the over in this game. It's set at 45. So seems super gettable. Commanders are one of the highest scoring teams in the entire league, and since Russell Wilson came in, they're scoring 20. The low is 26 points. So if you think that they're going to go in there against the Commanders team, which is the third worst team against the run, and be able to do something, I don't mind looking at the over there. I think that's a pretty good spot. Then I like the Bucks +6.5. They're going up against the Niners. They're just coming off that loss to the Chiefs in overtime where they lost by 7. But this is not the Niners team of old. I get it. Christian McCaffrey's probably going to be back, but they just came off a game against the Chiefs. I think they're going to want revenge, and they're going to want to play, get a win in the win column. So I like the Bucks +6.5 there. And then my final pick is Vikings. The Vikings game. They're playing the Jaguars over 44 points. The Jags games have almost all been over this number, and we know what the Vikings are. They're just a good team that's coached well and is going to score 20, 25 points a week.
Okay.
So those are my 5. I think Trevor Lawrence is questionable.
Okay, in that Jags game.
So that's something to keep an eye on. But 44 just seemed super low. Like I almost made that like my favorite pick of the week. Like just when I was looking at all the Jags games, it's like all their games are getting into the mid-high 40s, and then
Okay.
we know what the Vikings are. I didn't even
Yeah.
have to go look at the Viking scores just because they've been so good all year. It's like that's pretty easy to look at. So
Yeah. Okay. I will say. So I have obviously with my teaser. Just to kind of throw that out there right now. I always have one extra pick, and for that extra pick, I did have Bucks at +6.5. For the teaser, obviously, to bump them up to 12.5. So I do like the Bucks there at +6.5. I'll take that and throw that on there too. Uh,
okay,
if that's something you want to go with, because I don't think that the Niners going to Tampa Bay are going to be able to win that game by 6.5. I think that's a really tough task for an offense that has been struggling this year. I know that they're getting McCaffrey back most likely. Like it's 90% sure that McCaffrey's going to be playing this week. But at the same time, too, I don't really trust the Niners offense yet because I
well,
haven't seen
and
McCaffrey in there yet.
I think the biggest thing, it's not even for me with that game. It's not even that I don't trust the offense of the Niners. It's I don't trust the Niners defense. They haven't shown they can really stop anybody this year. It's nowhere near as good as it's been in years past. And Baker's been just dumb hot,
He
scoring
still
on
leads the
everybody.
league in
Like
touchdowns.
the Chiefs they have a good defense. Like they're no slouches. And Baker played to overtime without Mike Evans, without Chris Godwin. Like that's the Baker's balling right now. So
Yeah,
um, okay, then what else do you want to take here? You want to take the over in the Commander Steelers game?
I do actually. I love that play at
Because we
45.
both like opposite sides of it. but I still think we get high score out of it. I don't think the Steelers defense, as much as I love them, I don't think they're going to come in and keep Jaden Daniels from scoring. I don't
No,
think
I
that's
don't
a
think so
possibility.
either.
And
Not even
and the
just Jay
Commanders
Daniels.
defense isn't good enough to stop the Steelers. So the only way the Commanders are going to be able to win that is if they outscore the Steelers. So I think it lines up for an over.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. I like that. We can lock him in.
Okay, so over 45 on the Steelers Commanders game, and then you want to take Bucks plus 6.5.
Yep, Bucks plus 6.5, and then Saints plus 3.5.
Okay, I feel pretty good about it, Matt.
I love it.
I really do. I think the Bucks have a good chance to just win that game.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then
well.
obviously we don't have to go into too much detail on the Saints. Like the Falcons are a good team, but they've gotten to play Tampa Bay twice for their 2 of their wins, which in the second game they didn't have Godwin or Evans, or that could have been completely different. The first one was an overtime game, and they got to play the Panthers once. That's 3 of their 6 wins. So, and the Saints team coming off losing everybody, and we get, at least with my book, you get the hook. It's 3.5. So
yeah, it's 3.5 for me as well.
So you get the field goal plus the hook. I like that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's gonna be a close game, so I like the little hook there that we get.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna hop into the next part of this video. Matt, do you want to do prop parlay first or touchdown scorer parlay first?
Let's go props. Let's go props and end it with touchdown scorers and the parlays.
Oh, we always end. Okay. You want to hop in first?
Yeah, sure.
Me to go?
I'll start off.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to keep this thing to a minute so we can make a short out of this. So bear with me as we go through this. First off, we're taking Caleb Williams over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He struggled the last couple weeks. I like the matchup here. Not even really the matchup. I just like the get right game for him. Like we've seen him struggle a lot. He had consistently the first 4 weeks of the year. He was getting better and better and better. And then he played against the Commanders, looked terrible. Last week looked terrible. I like his get right game here. Next, we got Josh Allen against the Colts, 25 plus rushing yards. Love that too. Josh Allen's running quarterback. He's great. Colts defense lets you throw on them, but I still think that that's going to buy Josh Allen time to be able to just scramble for yards. And 25 is really easy to get. Next, we got Sam Darnold over 1.5 passing touchdowns, just like Caleb Williams. Sam Darnold, like you said, Vikings, we know who they are. And I like Jefferson to get in the end zone. So with that being said, that's already one. Just get one more. Next, we got Bo Nix over 207 passing yards. Broncos playing against the Chiefs. Baker just destroyed them pretty much through the air. I love the fact that Bo Nix gets to do the same thing. Then we're taking Baker Mayfield again over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He leads the league. It's kind of stupid not to take him there. Next, and then lastly, we're going Jaden Daniels over 1.5 passing touchdowns as well. Like we said against the Steelers, you're not going to be able to stop Jaden Daniels from scoring. I like that a lot. That parlay pays out plus 6,647.
So you're just taking touchdown scores.
It's just quarterbacks, dude. We're just taking quarterbacks.
Yeah, but then you're taking Josh Allen to rush for 25 and Bo Nix 207 plus passing.
Yep. And then we're taking over 1.5 on all these guys. Just throw 2. That's it. Like it's not that hard. We've actually had a lot of luck this year when we've been taking the over 1.5 passing touchdowns. So we're just gonna keep the train rolling. Choo choo, baby.
How juiced was Caleb Williams for 2 touchdowns?
Oh, plus 154. So not as juiced as you might think, but still juiced enough to where I'm just like, yeah, I love that play.
Why did you take Caleb instead of taking like a guy that you think has a much better chance of getting it, like taking an Aaron Rodgers or a Kyler Murray?
Because so it's mainly because of Breece Hall. I like Breece Hall to be able to get in the red zone, and I also like it just for the Rodgers point at least. We've seen 1 week of Rodgers. So I need to see another week before I can trust that. I saw what Caleb Williams did, and I'm still holding out hope that, hey, like he's going to have another great game. And I just think it'll be this week. I don't know why. I like the double digits. It's, it's week 10. Anything can happen. So keep your season alive kind of and go out there and get a win and throw for 2-3 touchdowns.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But what about you? What say you on yours?
You're saying, I mean, you're saying we haven't seen enough from Aaron Rodgers. He's tied for like 4th on touchdowns in the league this year. He's got 15. He's got more than Goff has.
Okay, yeah, we've seen Goff struggle this year. They scored 50 points, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, and Goff threw for under 100 yards. So the Lions are a whole different story than the Jets.
Yeah, no, I see you. I'm just saying, like,
and it's also like with Rodgers, it's not as juiced, like nearly. Like for Rodgers, it's
Well,
minus money.
sure, sure. You're
So
not going to get as good of odds,
mhm.
but Caleb Williams has only thrown 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. But this is a get right game
Okay.
here.
All
Just
right.
mark my
All right.
words. I mean, you can
Okay.
question
No,
it. Like I'm not mad that you're
that's
questioning
what
it.
I'm
That's
doing.
fine.
That's what
That's
I'm doing.
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
For the
But
for the for the fans out there, I'm
you can
wondering,
call
like,
it blind
is
faith
that
or
in your
blind
brain?
hope. That's fine. But for me, I like what I've seen from Caleb Williams, and the last 2 weeks have been rough. So this, yeah, get right. Or it's kind of like what we did with the Jets, where it's like we were taking the Jets like every primetime game. We're like, yeah, we're gonna bet on the Jets again, and then it was like, hey, this is their last week to prove to me that they can actually do something, and then they did it. So that's how I am with Caleb Williams. Like he will not be on any of my bets going forward if he doesn't hit this. So it's kind of like the last week for him to be on my, betting ticket, my betting slip.
Okay. Okay. So this is just the QB props for
Kind
Sunday.
of, yeah. I mean,
What
they're all
did you say the
quarterbacks.
payout was again? Six
Plus
thousand something.
six, yeah, 6,650.
6650. Okay.
Yep. How about yours?
All
Yours
right.
more juiced?
I will. No, I don't. I do not have that high of odds on mine, dude. Mine didn't even get. Mine's like a third of that. But so I'll just go ahead and hop into it. I got 80 plus for Justin Jefferson receiving yards. He's done it in every single game except for the first game of the year. I've got 70 plus rushing yards for Najee. He's been on a hot streak. I think the last 2 or 3 he's had over 100 yards rushing. So got him for 70 plus. I got 100 plus for I wrote down Kamala Harris. I meant for Alvin. I meant
Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. Yeah. 100 plus rushing. He's done that in the last 3 games. I've got 60 plus receiving yards for Kate Otten. He just cleared that number again on Monday night.
Yep.
60 plus receiving yards for Garrett Wilson. He's hit that number ever since Devontae joined the team. And then my last one is Josh Allen to throw 2 passing touchdowns. This thing pays out plus 27.55.
Okay. I like
And
that. It
Josh
is.
has done that. Josh has done that in every game except for I believe 2 on the season.
I mean, the Bills have still been killing it. Like that's just what Josh Allen does. Like he's never really had like a bad season since he's had a good season. You know what I mean? Like he's just consistently good.
Right.
So I like that with Josh Allen. I like the 60 for Garrett Wilson kind of scares me a little bit. If it is like, I mean, then again though they just got rid of Mike Williams, so
And they're playing Arizona.
true. I mean, Arizona's defense is probably a little bit better than we think in like the rankings. I'm guessing, but they've also had some easy matchups. But I don't know. The
Sure.
100 for Kamara that should be pretty good too against the Falcons. I don't think they have a great running defense, but I mean, triple digits always scares me for a player though. So
Let me just check that real quick because I can't remember if that's 100 plus just straight up rushing or if I did rushing plus
I'm
receiving.
gonna guess you
So
did
let me
rushing
just.
and receiving. I feel like Kamara
I
hasn't
think
had
I
100 rushing
did.
yards.
Yeah, I definitely did rushing plus receiving. So I want to correct that
Yeah.
for the people. It's almost minus 200, but I was like, I'm throwing it in with
Yeah,
5 other
when
bets, so
when
I
you
wanted to get.
said just rushing yards, I was like, wait, he's hit that the last like 2 or 3 weeks. Like that didn't seem right to me.
Yeah, no, he's gone over 100 rushing plus receiving almost every game this season. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. A little bit more
okay,
simple
let's
than
hop
mine. It's only
into.
six picks.
I mean, yeah, but yours is all quarterback, so that's also kind of simple.
That's fair.
So, all right, what do you got for touchdowns, Matt? This
All
is
right.
your favorite parlay of the week. Your favorite thing is
This is my
touchdown score.
favorite parlay of the week. I love just seeing the plus numbers next to people, but obviously on Sundays we go with some guys that are minus money for the prime time. We don't normally, but I mean, unless it's a no-brainer like a Derrick Henry or something like that. But let's jump into
Right.
it. We got Chuba Hubbard. He's sitting there at plus 110. Love that. We got DeAndre Swift. Like I said, Dallas's offense isn't going to be that great, which means the Eagles are probably. Oh, never mind. He plays for the Bears. My bad. I'm still living in last year. But yeah, we got Chuba Hubbard, DeAndre Swift. We got Jonathan Taylor against the Bills. We got Justin Jefferson, good old JJ. He's going to score like we already talked about earlier. Next, we got DeAndre Hopkins. Denver's defense is good, but they really struggled last week against the pass. So I really like Mahomes to be able to get it back to DeAndre Hopkins again. And then we got Alvin Kamara minus 160. Like you said, he's literally like the focal point of that offense for the Saints. Against the Falcons should be pretty slam dunk right there. And then last but not least, we got George Kittle plus 145. And then they're playing against the Bucks. The Bucks are always in these high scoring games because Baker throws a lot of touchdowns and his opponent does too. So I like that a lot. That parlay pays out plus 15,125.
Holy frick!
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, but I'm coming with the bangers, dude. Like these bangers, like these parlays that I've been making. Like I don't even try to make them that big They just end up being plus 14, 15,000.
Why are you taking 7 touchdown scores?
Because like we do. Why do we do these touchdown parlays?
To make lots of money.
To make lots of money. It makes the games more exciting. So if you're
To
taking
also
7 games and not 6 games, I mean, there you go. Oh, it'll hit plus 15,000.
I will
I love
say
it.
I totally forgot about George Kittle.
Oh, did you when you were making
I was
yours?
sitting there thinking like, dang, who am I? Which of these games am I gonna take? Because the slate's kind of weird this week. It was like an odd slate, and I'm like, which game do I even want to take a scorer from? And I'm sitting there looking through mine, and I totally spaced on taking George Kittle. He's been on fire too lately.
Mm-hmm. Did you take anybody from that game in yours?
Negative.
Okay. I mean, maybe that's something to look into, and you can make a YouTube short or something like that for the people if you do try to change your mind and throw them in there. But
Well, I may throw him onto the end of mine, and it'll probably get to your number. But
yeah.
anyway, I'll hop into mine real quick. It's only 6, so it's a little easier, but still. So I've got Alvin Kamara, just like you do. I have Saquon Barkley. I have Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Chuba Hubbard, like you do, and Justin Jefferson, like you do. So I have 3 of the same 7 you've got. But yeah, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Chuba Hubbard, Justin Jefferson. This thing pays out plus 52.81 on DraftKings.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you threw in Kittle into that thing, that probably jumps up to like 9,000, 10,000, somewhere around there because he is plus
Was
money.
Kittle? Was he plus money?
Yeah, plus 145 on FanDuel at
Okay.
least. Yeah, you probably get a little less on DraftKings, but
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys want to throw Kittle into that, you can throw Kittle into that and see what magic number comes out of the sportsbook's algorithm. But yeah, no, I feel really good about that one. Those are all like the guys that keep scoring. You know what's stupid is I told it for my parlay last week with touchdown scorers. Took Brian Robinson, and then obviously he didn't play, and I said during that like, 2 weeks ago I took McLaurin. He doesn't get in, and Brian Robinson gets in. So then I flip it. I take Brian Robinson, and then Terry McLaurin gets in. So it's crapshoot. Now this week, watch McLaurin won't score, Robinson will, and it's just like that's just how it
hmm
goes. That's
that is
gambling.
how it goes. Which I mean, it is what it is. It sucks, but at the same time too, it's like it's always tough with injuries. It just you never
Right.
know. Like,
Right.
and
True.
taking guys that are
True.
questionable. It's like that's why I mean, neither of us took McCaffrey.
Well, we don't know. I mean, once he comes back and he looks like his normal self, then yeah, I'll be taking
I'll take
McCaffrey
him
just
every
like I
week.
took
Yeah.
freaking Derrick Henry.
Yep. Exactly.
So, all right, Matt, let's hop into the teaser and close out this video so the fine people can get on with their evening, their afternoon, their day, and then we can go all watch these games and have a good time.
All right, sounds good. Like you guys know, I take my 5 picks that I bring to the table. That's how much I trust them. That's how much I believe them. We hit 2 weeks ago on our teaser, and then last week we both lost on ours. But it is what it is. Al, you're still positive, I believe, correct? You're 3-2,
Super positive. Super positive, yeah.
3-2 on your teasers, and I'm like 2 of 4, I believe. Maybe one of
Yeah,
four. Doesn't matter. We're gonna right the ship here. Okay. So we got Commanders versus the Steelers. They're at home. We're taking that -2.5 when we're changing it to +3.5. Next, we got the Jets at -1.5. We're changing that to +4.5. And then we got the Eagles at Dallas. I don't see a way in which the Eagles lose this game, so we're teasing them down to -1 from -7. Then we got the Titans +7.5. We're changing that to +13.5 at the Chargers. I like that a lot. Then we got the Bucks at +12.5 at the Niners. And then we also got the Saints +9.5 against the Falcons at home.
that is your 6-pick parlay.
That
Saints
is my
plus 9.5,
six.
Bucks plus 12.5, Titans plus 13.5, Eagles -1, Jets plus the 4.5, and Commanders plus 3.5.
Yep. I mean, last week it sucked with the Broncos, and I thought about not doing it again this week with like the Chargers with the Titans and Chargers game, just because the Titans
Right.
are +7.5. But I was like, I like the Titans, and I don't fully trust the Chargers offense to be able to score a ton of points. So,
Mm,
give me the Titans there at 13.5 points. I love that. And like, the book probably thinks they're going to lose by 2 touchdowns. I don't. They could lose by 10 points. I'm still happy, and I'm still cashing my ticket. So,
I mean, the book has them at 7.5 for a reason, because that's how they think the game's gonna go. Like they're
yep.
usually pretty close on their deals. All right, I'll hop into mine real quick. Mine's pretty simple. I try to keep it that way. I'm really fingers crossed, prayers up that we're gonna hit this one. I last 2, man. 3 straight, then I lose 2 back to back, and I miss it by the frickin' Jets not beating the Patriots. And then last week I missed it because the frickin' See, I'm already so mad I can't even remember. But it was literally one pick again, and it was something that is easy and is supposed to happen, and it doesn't. I was outside of my mind with it, but whatever. That's the Saints losing to the Panthers. Who had that in their bingo card?
Yep.
Nobody. Like, oh my gosh, yeah. And I even teased them. They were -7. I teased them to a -1. It's like, just win the game. It's the Panthers. They suck, and they couldn't do it. So yeah, we lose again by taking a -7 and teasing them to a -1. So we'll probably do that again this week. But all right, let me hop into mine. Enough rambling. Saints +9.5, teasing them from a +3.5 to a +9.5. I got the Steelers. I teased them from a +3 to a +9. I don't think there's a single way they lose this game by more than 10 points, if they lose at all. And then I teased the over in that game, over 45 down to over 39. I got the Chargers teased from a -7 to a -1. I've got the Bills and Colts game. I teased that down from a 47 to a 41. I like the over in that game. And then my final pick, I took Minnesota, taking on the Jags, teased them from a -7 down to a -1. I hope the third time in a row I don't get screwed by a -6, getting teased to a -1 that doesn't hit. So those are my 6 picks: Saints +9.5, Steelers +9, and the over 39 in that game. Chargers -1, Bills Colts over 41, and Minnesota -1. And I
And
feel pretty darn good about it. The Bills Colts over and that Steelers over just feel easy to me. Like, without teasing, like, I like the regular numbers, but then when you tease it, it's like, I don't see how that doesn't hit personally.
yeah, I mean the reason why the Commanders are only -2.5 and not like a -4 or -5 is most likely because of the Steelers defense. And you got to understand that Jaden Daniels is still a rookie, and maybe they think that pass rush can get after Jaden Daniels a lot more than any other team has. Which, in all fairness, yeah, very true. It should, but at the same time, too, Jaden Daniels is 2 weeks removed now. I mean, I guess not, but 2 weeks from when he got injured. So
Hmm.
I like him to be able to run way more than he's been doing the last 2 weeks. His ribs should be fine and, should be pretty much healed by now. You would hope, at
You
least.
also have to remember, though, this is Mike Tomlin off a bye week,
That's fair.
and he's
But
pretty darn good off bye.
that's fine. But he hasn't played against Jaden
And
Daniels yet.
he's the winningest coach against the spread over the last 20 years. And whenever you can get points on the Steelers, it's hard for me to not be there.
Unless
So
it's the
if
team
I
that we
can
just
just,
talked about, was just printing money for us all year, and you just
which the
quick to
Steelers have
split.
also been printing money for me all year.
Uh, Last time you took the Steelers, when I didn't, you lost. Or when
I
you
don't think that's
convinced me,
true.
I guess you convinced me to, and you said, "Hey, let's take the
We
Steelers."
locked him in. We took the under on the game and it went over.
Yeah,
Who would have predicted that one?
I did. I tried to tell you, but it is what it is. Your argument was better than mine in that video. But
I
that's all that
guess.
we got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the picks. Hopefully, we all win some money this week. That's what we're doing every week. We're going to win money. If you don't, that's on you for not taking our bets. But, other than that, I mean, that's all that we got for him right now.
I think so. Yeah, we still got tons of content coming. We got the rest of football season. I've been doing basketball, so you guys stay tuned for the NBA videos every morning. And yeah, I mean, the channel's cruising right along, and we appreciate you guys for tuning in and for liking the video and any comments you guys make. So
Yeah, until next video, enjoy Sunday, and we will see you guys for Sunday Night Football.